And the reason why I want to bring this up is because of I'm not bashing on Marvel because, last week I was talking about Marvel, you kind of slipping, man. That's not what I'm saying this week. I still really like all superhero properties, man. But it looks like Marvel's going through a little bit of a dip at the moment. And I'm just curious. What's happening? What's the trend here? Think it's worth a discussion? I mean, like I said, Marvel, y'all need some help? You need us to kind of back you up here? Try to figure things out? Let's talk about it. Pull up a seat. I want to talk about some things with Marvel. Now, we're not going to do any Marvel bashing, but I'm just very curious as to what is happening with Marvel at this moment. To give an example, let's talk about Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel just wrapped.
Yeah. You're kind of on my shirt.
Sorry.
Oh, this thing got a lot of critical acclaim, man. Critics loved it.
The highest rated of all the shows.
As far as a critics rating.
Yes.
As far as the audience, it's the lowest rated.
Yeah.
No.
I don't mean the numbers.
Yeah. Like, critics loved it. No one watched it. They say this is the lowest rated show on Disney Plus as far as the Marvel stuff. And Thor, they say Thor, you're not really bringing it like you should either. This is where Kevin Feige and that mouse comes in. It's like, all right, up now. What is going on, people? Let's have a little talk. Let's have a little chat now. And the reason why I want to bring this up is because of I'm not bashing on Marvel because, last week I was talking about Marvel, you kind of slipping, man. That's not what I'm saying this week. I still really like all superhero properties, man. But it looks like Marvel's going through a little bit of a dip at the moment. And I'm just curious. What's happening? What's the trend here? Think it's worth a discussion? I mean, like I said, Marvel, y'all need some help? You need us to kind of back you up here? Try to figure things out? Let's talk about it. Pull up a seat. So, first of all, I liked Miss Marvel, so I'm not bashing on this show at all. By the time the villains came in, had some problems for me. As a lot of things with Marvel these days and the villains have been happening. Those villains were weak, man.
I don't even really know what they are.
I don't know what these villains wanted. They talked some gobbledygook about opening a door and dimensions taking over, and then they just forgot about it. Yeah. And they were so weak. They were presented as badasses. First of all, I know where anyway, but then they got taken out. Little ass knives to the back.
Yeah.
And then the thing that really destroyed them, a door.
We can go home.
You knew her eager ass was dead from the beginning. And I like the way your girl did her dirty, man. She was like, yeah, walk your black ass up there. Let me see what happens first. She knew what she was doing.
Go check for me.
I love when that skeleton drop. Bones. It was like your boy Dirk the Daring when he dies.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, man, they were weak. Didn't know them. I mean, the show really let me down near the end because your villains are supposed to be some of your strongest things in here. Now, what they did was, I think they forgot the villains because, just like I was complaining about something else, they put emphasis on other things other than developing the villains very well. And what they did with Miss Marvel is, and it worked out a little better, I think, to the detriment of the show near the end. But I did like that they spent more time with the family.
That was my favorite
The
part.
culture, all that. I love that. As long as they were doing that.
History.
They had an episode, they did a flashback of Pakistan, and British colonization and all that. I mean,
Yeah,
it was
the partition. Because they mentioned the partition, so they got to show that going down.
Yeah,
so there was some great things with this show, man. And so I liked it. But I keep reading about how, with all the critical praise that it's receiving, it's still a flop because no one watched. This is a excerpt from Cosmic Book News.
I think they're kind of like a shitty right-wing website, though.
They're kind of, I think they're kind of iffy, but what they're saying is kind of true. They go in hard on things just for, the sensationalism, but they did say 70% of Marvel fans didn't watch Miss Marvel that are subscribed to Disney Plus. As Samba TV has reported, Loki was watched by 2.5 million households compared to Miss Marvel only being watched by 775,000 households. Those Marvel fans can watch Miss Marvel for free, if you have the service, Disney Plus. but chose not to. This also means the series isn't bringing in new subscribers to Disney Plus. And what about the 1.8 billion Muslims around the South? See, that's come on now.
That's why I don't take them seriously. Now listen, the ratings were low, but no, that's what they do. They are one of those really shitty websites, and so I wouldn't take what.
Yeah, they kind
What
of
about the 1.8 million?
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Chris, as a white guy, aren't you obligated to watch every program that has white people in
I
it?
am, and it's a lot, man.
Jesus Christ. What is this?
And what is up with you? 1 billion Muslims letting this girl down right now.
Yeah.
God damn, talk about throwing some shade on the community.
That's all they do.
But it's such a racist comment.
It's super racist.
Treating a group of people like a monolith.
Yeah, no, it really is.
Yeah.
As if, well, they should have been showing it at the mosque.
Yeah, yeah. Damn, yeah, all you crab ass Muslims out there letting your people down. Shame on you. Shame on you. All that goddamn praying. You can't even watch this show right now.
You couldn't take 30 minutes away from praying to watch this show and support your girl?
No.
Damn.
Yeah. You're out there with them damn bean pies, but you can't sit up here.
I know I don't really talk a lot about publications or other people, but no, that platform. Those people, they're shitty.
Boy, that was a cheap. That was a low blow.
Mm-hmm.
That was a low blow, man.
Yeah.
Blank Man would have been a success, Martin.
Okay, there you go.
If you and I had gone to the theater to watch it. But they did hit some points in there. Funny thing is, people did start talking about the show when it was done because of the last 5 minutes of the last episode.
Oh, I went back and looked at your genetic makeup again?
No.
Kamala, there's something different in your genes, like a mutation.
You know what? I wish a dude with a keyboard that come to the shot.
A guitar and a guitar.
Yeah, it's just empty. Dude dressed like Wolverine. I thought that was silly. I didn't like that right there.
Plus, I was like, yeah, I know you've been studying me and my family, but you are not a geneticist.
No.
So I don't know what information.
God, that kid can do everything.
I don't know what Bruno is, but they clearly he's Peter Parker. Without being Peter, he's Peter Parker of anything but name.
Yeah.
He said that he was up to beat.
He was one of the people they were considering.
Right,
and I was like, holy shit, you guys are looking for a type because he is just like Tom Holland.
Right?
Yeah.
You could imagine that room for auditions where they're all the actors are sitting outside looking at each other like, wow, it's like being in a mirror.
Yep.
A house of mirrors.
Yeah, nobody's talking about this show except for that one tease right there, which is about teasing mutants.
X-Men.
X-Men are definitely on the horizon.
Yeah.
But other than that, no one's really talking about this show. And the same thing with Thor. Now everybody's talking about Thor.
The old ex-girlfriend.
Am I sensing feelings?
Now everybody's talking about Thor. And a lot of people talking about, hey, it's fun. It's got its critics out there, but the box office hasn't been too bad with it. However, it's not living up to expectations, falling below box office expectations. You'd think when everybody talking about this, it would be better. For Thor, the fourth superhero adventure, the spotlight, and by the way, this is from Variety.
Okay, I was going to say, this is like, who is this from? Where were all those Vikings seeing the goddamn Thor movie, huh?
Yeah.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah,
Marvel going woke, you're gonna go, bro. That's what happens here. We'll tell you cosmic book news.
What about all you blonde, blue-eyed people like you, Chris?
We have
Why
to
you
see
letting Thor down, man?
We're obligated to see it 5 times. I don't know if you guys know that. Yeah, I've fallen behind. I've only seen 4.
Hey, man, you said you loved it, but you're not supporting. You're not doing it like you're supposed to. Give me your white card right now.
No, it's what defines me. It's all that defines me. I just vanish. I just dissipate.
Just shrink.
You don't deserve this. Burn it in front of you. This is not like from a site called Move Ease or something like that.
Good. Here at Alt Right Films, we love cinema.
But for Thor, the fourth superhero adventure to spotlight Chris Hemsworth as the Asgardian god with abs that won't quit, a concerning 68% decline is signaling the movie is not breaking out beyond the comic book empire's, albeit very big fan base. Though Love and Thunder will certainly end its box office run with a tidy sum, it's not ideal for a film of its size and scope to lose such a significant fraction of its audience so quickly after opening weekend. It's one of the biggest second weekend drops in MCU history, next to May's Doctor Strange and the Multiverse Madness, which tumbled 67% in its sophomore outing. Disney's Strange sequel film still earned a mighty $411 million domestically. By comparison, recent Marvel entries were able to fare better, with Eternals dipping 61% and Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings falling 52%. So, question here is, what is going on over at Marvel with all these movies not living up to the usual expectations? You know, first, I'm going to say this. I'm not here to bash on these movies at all, or bash on this series, or bash on Marvel, because every long-running property is going to experience a slump at some point. Yeah. That's just how it is. You know, it's allowed to do that. But again, with this being one after another, because now you see things, they're not just, you know, it's just like these two movies. There's a decline movie after movie recently, as you saw with those numbers right there. You know, what are we seeing here? You know, with two things happening pretty much at the same time, one after another, with especially Ms. Marvel and Thor right here. You know, and as they said in they had those numbers in there, but it has been said that even Doctor Strange is not living up to his expectations. It's a slight disappointment.
I'm sorry, Stephen. Your desecration of reality will not go unpunished.
Is this a trend that we are seeing right now? Is this a coincidence? Is this something that Marvel can learn here and pick up? You know, I just wanted to go around the room and start talking to you guys about this. What I don't want to blame this on is diversity, all right? I don't want to hear no kind of woke shit, woke go broke, break your damn nose for saying that. You know, that's stupid. That's it. You know, I don't want to blame that. I really have a hard time believing that that is going to, you know, a whole group of people that'll bring it down. You know, like, because right now that is something that's happening. They got this group, 1 Million Moms, who's just about a few hundred angry bitches. That's all it is, who are making a big uproar about Tessa Thompson and Thor. You know,
there's nobody who wants to see Thor, but then goes like, well, Tessa Thompson. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna
exactly. Go. You know, they're upset that Thor might be pushing a gay agenda because Tessa Thompson is bi. You know, and also they also think that there's a gay agenda being pushed because of some secret love affair going on between Thor and Star-Lord.
Just look into the eyes of the people that you love.
I mean, they might have a point. You know, maybe that's true.
They did that to troll Chris Pratt. That's what they did that for.
You know, who's not gay for Thor? You know,
right?
When you think about it, shit, there's been many of them. A man crush born looking at Thor, and now his ass on screen.
Handsome man.
He's a very handsome man. You know, I don't think anybody's really out there not watching Miss Marvel because she's brown. You know, I don't really think that might be the case. There are assholes out there who will not watch it because they think that there's some kind of diversity or gay agenda going on. You know, that's fine. But I don't think that there's like droves of people who are like solely making these numbers go down because of a gay or brown agenda. That's ridiculous to me. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I got some opinions here, but I'd like to hear from you guys.
You know, I feel like with this phase, as we talked about it before on past shows, it does feel a little aimless. You know, at least when you think of phase 1, 2, and 3, certainly by the end of phase 1, we knew what we were kind of working towards. Thanos. It was going to be Thanos. And then we're like, oh, then the Infinity Stones and all that. It's like, okay. And where in this phase, we don't really have a definitive end goal for the next several phases. And I feel like if we just establish that soon, and we work towards it, also building up all these other characters and put them in new scenarios, then I feel like it would be a little strong. I feel like, okay, now we know what we're working towards eventually. I think that's the big thing.
And we're actually going to get into a big discussion about that in a little while. Now, I'm glad you brought that up, but that's going to be a bigger discussion near the end of this one about setting up phases and how this one doesn't feel like it has any goals or aims, as we say here. What do you think, Mark?
Part of what you said, because before we had something building anticipation, and we don't have that. Something that's leading everyone to like, I got to see the next chapter, not just the next episode, but the next part of what's going to be. So everybody gave it a chance at first, and it just became clear, like, okay, none of that's happening right now. There is the fatigue, and it might not be necessarily fatigue, but there is that so many of these so often. You start to get a feeling of, well, if I miss this one, I can catch the next one. Also, what we have, in the last few years, post-pandemic, is Disney Plus as a huge player. So if you have Disney Plus, you're getting the shows for free that you can check out whenever. And then the movies are going to be there soon also. So Spider-Man was huge, but you're bringing in the other two Spider-Man. Had a huge gimmick that everybody wanted.
Sure did.
None of the other movies have really had that.
No, they haven't.
Yeah, there hasn't been the thing where it's like, oh, this is the event I have to check out, I have to see. Oh, this is giving me the warm and fuzzies. This is giving me the thing I always dreamed of. But, is the other movies, the ones I like and even don't like, none of those have any of that. And then, by the time you get to Miss Marvel, she's such a lower tier character that I feel like that was going to be a hard sell anyway.
Yeah.
And even if you say like, well, let me give it a chance, the show is never really that dynamic. I'm not saying it's not good, but it's just never that dynamic. No,
I agree with what you're saying, and I think you make a great point when you talk about No Way Home. They had a gimmick, man. They had the Spider-Mans in there and the villains.
Yeah, that was an event.
It was an event, and they were able to sell it like that. None of these have an event. And to tell you the truth, a lot of these are being. You kind of mentioned this already. A lot of these are being stacked. They're not released. They're stacked right on top of each other.
Yeah.
So when you're having all these movies that are being released with such a small window of time between each one, because like you said, we just got Spider-Man, we just got Doctor Strange, and now we got Thor right here, and then we got the stuff on TV that's releasing in between that. Disney's starting to do what they did with Star Wars. They're releasing too much, man, and it does. And unlike Spider-Man, they don't feel like events anymore. If you don't have a big, like you say, end game, big villain to look up to, all these movies stacked alone, they might have something going for them here and there, but they really don't feel like events. They feel like just, and the comedy might be cool, the family stuff or the characters might be cool, but the superhero stuff is starting to get generic.
They don't feel special.
Now, they don't feel special anymore. And to show you an example of what we're talking about, these things, Disney itself is starting to stack things so much on top of each other that they're competing not just with Marvel, they're competing with Star Wars now. I think another reason why Miss Marvel didn't do well is because people had either just finished or at the same time were watching another show. Well, there's Obi-Wan.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
There it is.
Yeah, that was Obi-Wan right there.
In the wrong place. I want every lowlife and bounty hunter to squeeze him.
Although it got mixed reviews, not a big fan myself, but Obi-Wan took away from Miss Marvel because at least they were, regardless of what you felt about it, they were able to sell it as an event. For one, it's Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan eventually is going to be confronting Darth Vader. So they had more of an event feel to go for than something like Miss Marvel or even some of the movies, but
very good point. It was a rating success because of that.
Yes, it was. I'm going to go back to a complaint I had before with these, where not only are these movies being released so close to each other, but all these movies are being released so close while having the same tone. I don't want to keep complaining about that because, like I said, I'm not. If that's what they enjoy, I'm not harping on that. I'm not trying to take away from that. But all these things have a lighthearted, comedic tone. Spider-Man had that. Even Multiverse of Madness had something like that. Thor has that. Miss Marvel has that. There's not a lot of diversity going on in tone of the shows. So, I think people have this attitude of like, I can wait, if I want to see. How long? It didn't take very long for Multiverse of Madness.
Right.
to get to Disney Plus.
Yeah, it didn't.
Somebody told me, and I was like, it's already there.
Yeah.
So people kind of have an idea of like, well, since all these are kind of feeling the same right now, I'm not missing on anything.
And when you were only used to seeing these on the big screen, you knew that's where you had to go.
Mm-hmm.
But they shot themselves in the foot by doing, well-produced productions on television.
They sure did.
And some of them look almost identical to the movies. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Also, here's another thing. We just mentioned it now. Going to mention it again. I think that it's not just a matter of these not feeling like events, these not having any goal, but I think the feeling that lends itself to not having any goal is it's not just that they need a huge villain, is that they don't have strong villains right now. Gore was something, the God Butcher was something that we talked about with Thor, not getting enough time in the movie. We just mentioned how in Miss Marvel, those villains are weak.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, they suck, man.
They are still.
Yeah, that guy that jumps on the trampoline, flips backward, and whips a belt that doesn't hit anything.
Belt guy.
I was like, what are you even doing?
He don't know what he's doing. Wanda is somebody that we've seen before. It's not,
Yeah.
And I think people just are kind of like, well, I don't even think that they believe she's gonna be a villain. I'm talking about Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, and Multiverse of Madness. You could say that she's the big villain here, but I think people are like, okay, we've seen her over and over again. She had her own show. Okay, cool. She's a badass in this, but she ain't gonna be a villain for long. And plus, we've seen a lot of her.
That was that feeling.
Yeah. It's like that as cool as it might be, that's not special anymore. So Marvel is I think they're having a villain slump right now, and with no cool villains to really drive anything, that's starting to make all these shows and movies have a dip. And going back to what you brought up, what you brought up, no direction. That's going to lead into another discussion right here. We're going to jump into something else because Marvel, their gallery of villains is amazing, and they had one that should have. Now, this is my opinion, but they had one that they could have set up immediately, and had him ready to go. I'm surprised y'all didn't have his ass ready from the moment that Thanos got his ass whooped. Doom. That's right.
Yeah.
Dr. Doom was the one that we should have had. He should have been mentioned so many times already.
Always in the background, always planning.
Yeah, and I know why, because Fox had him. So I know he probably did not figure into the big equation. But, I think they had him enough now to where they could have put something out there already.
You could have had him in the stinger. You could have had him in the background, have another villain talk to him. What I thought I would have been really cool, you can go into more, but set up a cabal villains. Now that there's a power vacuum, that Thanos is gone, have Mandarin talking to Dr. Doom. And being like, I'm going to do my thing. Doom's like, okay, you keep doing your thing. I'm going to be over here doing my thing. That's what I would have wanted.
Yeah.
However, maybe things will start to pick up now because there's been a lot of rumors going on with Wakanda Forever. So with Wakanda Forever, and this is some stuff, it might be a little, look, I don't even know if these things are true. They're coming from sources where they say that it could be. So if you don't want to hear this, just run away right now because some of this stuff might come true. But one of the things I don't think is surprising, Chadwick Boseman, T'Challa is dead. Is what they're saying in the script right here. Not going to recast him. Something happened to him where he died off screen.
God damn it! They need to just recast it.
Really, they're not going to do it. No. Look, I don't know. Look at me talking like I know. It's just rumors right now. It's rumors. So they're saying like he's not going to come back. He died off screen somewhere in battle or something. So yeah, he's like, what the?
Poochie flew back to his home planet.
Yes. Yeah. So now I'm putting this out here. I don't know if this is going to be true or not, but what's going to happen is in this one, and just in case this is true, let me pull this out. Ironheart. Right. Ironheart will be introduced, and Ironheart is going to be helping another somebody else. I forgot who the character was, but they're going to end up disturbing Atlantis. And then that's when they say that it is going to have more of an Aztec feel. The casting of the Mexican actor from Narcos and from, The Purge
Yeah.
They say he's going to be the main villain that they're going to have to fight, and that's where.
Is that some fan art of him right there? That's Bill.
Yeah,
No,
it must be.
That's official.
That
but-
concept art, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
concept.
concept art. All right. So is Namor going to have a goatee and a mustache?
Yeah, he's going to be. Yeah, I'm saying they're taking a more Aztec turn instead of an Asian turn with it.
Okay. All right.
Why Aztec is in the
That's on the other
Atlantis.
side of the world.
Yeah, I don't,
Yeah.
I'm like,
well,
I
the
get spoiled.
Amazons.
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah,
Shit.
I don't know, but they say
All
that
right.
he's going to be the villain. They're going to
See.
fight him, and the main person that's going to be fighting him is Shuri. Shuri's going to probably be the next big Black Panther, and the person that's going to train her is, want to take a guess? Killmonger.
Oh.
In the spirit world or whatever.
Oh. Okay.
So I don't know if he's actually kind of realized what an asshole he was at one time. He's trying to redeem himself.
No, he knows he's an asshole, but he wants to get out.
That would actually be cool.
I
if
think that's what he would
Yeah.
want to do.
That would be cool if he's trying to get out.
Yeah.
And he's still a dick.
I think I would love that.
Well, maybe he could get out and he could. Well, I guess I don't know if they're going to keep Shuri as the Black Panther. Or,
That's the thing. No one knows, but they say that if the rumors here are true, that she's the official one right now. One thing that I think is true is Daniel Kaluuya is not going to be in this one.
Right.
Yeah.
That's everywhere.
Busy because of Nope.
But here's the. So here's
So is
the.
Letitia Wright going to be able to stay off Twitter so she can keep this
I think.
job?
I think Marvel broke her fingers. But yeah, man. Listen, I'm just telling you, these are rumors. I'm not saying this is what it is. Just interesting. But one of the things that that they're hinting at that could start leaning into them finally having a big goal, a big villain, is that the Stinger is going to feature a stand-in for Doctor Doom. They're going to
Okay.
tease him.
Okay.
Finally.
Okay.
So but again. So people telling me the Ironheart thing is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I
There's
saw a picture of her on the
leaks.
set.
There's leaks
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
And in her suit as well.
Somebody said, I told you Killmonger's right.
He wanted to kill Whitey.
He killed Blackie too.
I know. Well, yeah. They got in the way.
Yeah.
I still listen. I don't know if they're going to do this. It'll be controversial, but if you have where you're going to have T'Challa is dead, or you kill him in the film or in the opening, have it. You should reveal maybe you have it a mystery where. Like, who was the person behind his assassination? Have it be Doctor Doom. Like, you want to establish a threat, and you have him kill one of the world's
Yeah.
greatest heroes? It's like, oh, that'll do it.
Yeah.
And people hate him now because he killed T'Challa.
Yeah.
He's the guy that's behind it.
Yeah.
You know?
When you told me that downstairs, I'm like, man, I should get you up there writing that script.
Yeah, no, I love that. And you can even do some retconning where he was responsible for all the other crazy shit that was happening, in Phase 4.
They need to hire you as the Doctor Doom consultant.
I knew I want to be the Doom
You have a
consultant.
lot of ideas about
Yeah.
Doctor
I love
Doom. A lot
Doom.
of great ideas about Doctor
Thank
Doom.
you. Because I feel like he can be a Thanos level threat.
Yeah.
Where he should be the guy who is behind Secret War, and he doesn't. His whole thing's like, his motivation is what happened with Thanos was horrible. And it's never going to happen again because I'm going to be in charge. And he finds out about, wait, there's other universes? Oh, I should be in charge of all those universes too because I'm so great because of his ego. That's
Yeah,
what Doom
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And then you got to have the Fantastic Four. You got to have the X-Men. You got to have this new Avengers come in and go like, no.
Right.
And then you have the Secret Wars.
So the chat is saying there's rumors about that.
Yeah.
That maybe that's something that happened.
That's what they should do.
That whole stuff.
makes sense.
We need to send your ass over to Marvel wearing a Doom
I
mask.
just like, I will be the stand.
I'm in charge now. So says Doom.
We should.
Yes.
You want this? Yeah, put this on. Yeah, people. We gonna.
It's cutting into my flesh.
Oh, it hurts. I feel like the real Dr. Doom.
Yes, we're gonna send them over there dressed like this.
T'Challa needed to die, so I may rule.
Next, that accursed Reed Richards.
I shall fall before Doom. Ow, it hurts.
I know you can take it out. Yeah, it's
shit, how do you
kind
do
of
that?
heavy.
Ugh,
I don't know.
cut out my skin.
Well, again, just like the real.
Yeah, I know.
That's why he's mad all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're nearing the end of some of these movies in this phase, and Wakanda Forever really does need to be the one that kind of turns things around. You
Yes.
can't take the same kind of tone with Wakanda Forever that you did with Thor or the Multiverse of Madness, Spider-Man. Miss Marvel. You know, those things can't be done, man.
Well, when I think of the more serious Marvel films, Black Panther was one of those movies.
Yes,
that
it was.
It had comedy, certainly.
But it was
it
a more serious film.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, it got into all the socio-political things, cultural aspects. It had that. I mean, another serious film was Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier,
Captain America movies.
and even Civil War.
Yes,
they,
absolutely.
like the ones that everybody considers the best films. They didn't have that. They weren't drenched in the comedic tone.
Yeah.
Yes, there's some levity there, sure, but for the most part, they were serious films.
There were stakes and there was consequences.
Oh, this email was sent before you even start saying this stuff. This is from Lionel T. And Lionel T, he says, "Hey, Corey, Martin, and Chris. Rumors are swirling that Dr. Doom could be introduced in Black Panther 2 using elements of the Doom Wars storyline. Doom getting his hands on vibranium from the comics.
Yeah, makes sense.
What would be the best way to establish him as a Thanos-level threat to mainstream audiences?" This is crazy. He said this before you even start talking. "I personally think they should make him responsible for the off-screen death of T'Challa in the MCU to establish his threat level. Enjoy your night, fellas." So there you go. Hopefully this is something that will happen, man.
There's a lot you could do with him,
Especially
too.
if you have a scene of him with T'Challa's lifeless body that he just tosses.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, shit, yeah, no, I would love to see that. There's other things you can play around with Doom too. Like, what if suit's made of vibranium? What if he also bases his Doom bots on like Ultron? You could bring Ultron back if you want. You can have a second try with Ultron, but now Ultron's like, I hate this guy, help me, and I'll help you.
Shit, Chris, your science is too tight.
Yes, I'm about to burn this mask on your face, man. Yes.